can I explain the changes at Findaway Voices? So you're probably talking about how Findaway Voices is now becoming in audio. We talked about this a little while ago when it was announced. Essentially, I'm going to give you the lowdown as I know it. Definitely, if you have questions, you can always do your own research. But essentially, Findaway Voices started out, it was a sister company to Draft to Digital. And it worked very much the same way, but it was specifically Findaway Voices was for audiobooks. And they went through some different processes. And then a couple years ago, I think it's been about 2 years now, Findaway Voices was bought out by Spotify. This is when suddenly we had audiobooks available on Spotify, and Spotify was changing this model. Now, Spotify is starting to actually see an increase of revenue and sales from audiobooks. And what recently happened is that Spotify, owning Findaway Voices, has shifted a little bit. For what reasons? I don't know. It could be that they're reassigning businesses and for whatever internal purposes. But essentially, what happened is that Spotify needed to separate or was choosing to separate from Findaway Voices. So, Findaway Voices is essentially staying the same platform, but they're turning into INAudio. So, INAudio will replace Findaway Voices, but it's essentially the same platform. The one big difference is that Spotify will no longer be baked into the from here, I believe it starts August 1st, if I'm not incorrect. Um, from here on out, what happens is that when Spotify bought Findaway Voices, when we uploaded an audiobook to Findaway Voices, our books were automatically put up onto Spotify. But now it's separated. So as Findaway Voices becomes in audio will continue as it has been. It's Findaway Voices. I know it's confusing, where you upload your audiobook files and it will still go to Kobo and Baker and Taylor for ebooks and Hoopla and all of those things. Baker and Taylor for audio, not ebooks. So that will continue pretty much as it has. However, they will no longer automatically put your book into Spotify. Now you need to have a Spotify publisher account and you will need to upload your book to Spotify separately. And so they're all still available. They're just separate. They have separate contracts, separate distribution. So just like right now, we upload to KDP separately, you're just going to have to upload to Spotify separately. Now, Spotify again is showing a lot of great numbers and growth for audiobook sales. Essentially, they took people who are listening to music and podcasts all the time, and they're starting to show them audiobooks. And it's this audience that's already listening all the time. And so it's helping transition some people who maybe weren't traditional readers or audiobook listeners to audiobooks. We've seen some great numbers as far as growth of revenue, growth of audiobooks, and all of that good stuff. And publishers are saying they are seeing a increase in revenue from audiobooks, in part from Spotify. So this is all great news. Now, as it splits out, Spotify has a platform for publishers where you can still upload and publish a audiobook. Self-publishers can do this, but they also have an author platform now. So they did not have this before, but they have where authors can claim their page on Spotify, just like we have Author Central for KDP and Amazon. We now have a author platform on Spotify. My guess, I am guessing because I've seen some things that make me think. I think that Spotify is trying to become more of a platform. Amazon authors and publishers can go on, they can advertise through the Spotify platform and things like that. I haven't seen any of this confirmed, but I have noticed just recently I've been seeing some things and ads about marketing and advertising on Spotify, and also they'd be kind of crazy not to open up that platform. Let's keep in mind that Amazon makes more money on ad revenue than they make on all of their subscription services combined. They make a lot of money on advertising. And Spotify, the people over there are pretty savvy. They're pretty smart at making money. I can't imagine that they wouldn't want to tap into that market with authors and publishers and even artists to open it up a little bit more to be able to make more money with advertising. So it's not confirmed. This is speculation on my part, but I do believe that's where we're headed, that as Spotify kind of brands themselves on their own, they're doing publisher accounts, they are doing author accounts and having people upload there. I do believe that in the future, we're going to see a shift into possibly having some marketing and advertising opportunities on Spotify for audiobooks. And I imagine that that would also extend to artists who are podcasting or doing music and different things on Spotify as well. So I'll keep you updated if I hear anything new. All I know right now the only thing confirmed is that as of August 1st, Findaway Voices will be in audio, and that's just in audio.